Hello everybody, this is Dave Casuto with SF Tech Training and 5-minute tech tips, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work with subtotaling. Very cool feature, pretty simple to execute, and it's a good precursor to working with pivot tables. If you're not familiar with pivot tables, check out our other videos. And also I'm going to show you how to do a quick little sort as well, and I have a whole video on sorting and filtering, so check that out. So I want to make some subtotals on this. So if you look at this data, I'm going to want to subtotal all of my products as one grouping and then just find out what that subtotal is. If I were to do that right now, I'd have to actually do it very, very manually and then add them up, one by one or each grouping, and then, kind of just come in and do it in a very manual way. So I'm going to use subtotaling to do that. Now, the most important thing that you're going to do in the beginning is sort everything together. So it's pretty easy to do. Just go ahead and click on the product column, and I'm going to go over here to data and just simply do the A to Z, and then everything respective to that particular product comes with it, and they all get grouped together. Very important, because when I do my subtotals, I want them all grouped together to then give birth to a nice little sum, or maybe it's going to be a count, maybe it's going to be an average, something like that. So how do I do a subtotal? Again, we're going to go to data. You're going to see on the far right hand side is subtotal. And it comes up with this really nifty little dialog box saying, hey, at each change in what function should I do, right? And the change refers back to the change that you've sorted by. So it's the change in product. So when it changes from aniseed to basil leaf, or basil leaf to cinnamon, or whatever it is, then you're going to see the function then appear. So I'm going to keep this as sum, but also note that you can do sum, count, all these other ones. And then what am I going to add the subtotal to? I'm going to add it to sales. It's going to be right underneath there. And for this part, it doesn't really matter what you do because we don't have one, but you can see here it says, hey, do you want to replace the current subtotals? And that could be for the next thing that you do. You don't want to have the one that was left over from before still sticking around. This next one's pretty neat, is you might want to have page breaks between the groups. So that way, if you're going to print them out, or you're going to put them in a separate document or something like that, it makes it very easy for you to just segment them out. I'm not going to check this. I want to do the summary below my data as opposed to above it. And then very simply, click OK. And you'll see what Excel does for me. Pretty great. So now, something that would have taken me forever to do is very quick and easy. You can see I got my aniseed, 580,000. Okay, basil leaf, 300. Okay, and it continues on just like that. Wow, that's really awesome. You'll also notice that when you do subtotals, you get these little click boxes here. I'm going to click on the first one, and you're going to see it actually gives me the grand total of everything. Click on the second one. It gives me all of the subtotals for each individual one without having to see all the minutia above it. And then finally I click on 3 and it shows me everything. And if you notice, if I scroll down to the way bottom, I'm also getting the grand total. All right, so let me go ahead and do another one. Subtotal. And this time I'm going to add on a count. I want to count how many aniseed I have, how many basil leaf I have, all that. All right. And I do not want to replace the current subtotal. I'm not going to do a page break. And also notice there's this remove all. When you're done and you don't want to actually have the subtotal anymore, you might want to just say, hey, listen, I'm done with that. I don't want to see it any longer. So you just simply click on remove all. I'm going to click OK. And you'll see I scroll down. And then just like that, I've got my count, which is 20 of all of these. Could have taken me a very long time to count all that, possibly with a lot of errors. So that's there. There is my total, etc. And it does it for each of these subsequently. And just like you saw before, I have these little click boxes here, but now I have a new one. I'm going to click on the one, and you'll see I have the grand count and grand total. And this time I just have the totals for each of these, including the grand count. And now here, I have a combination of the two of the subtotals for each of these without all the minutia. And then finally, back to where I started from. So pretty slick. That's how you work with subtotals. I'm going to go ahead and clear this out just so you can see what it's like when I say remove all. And now we're back to our original data. Okay, so that's working with subtotals. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Any requests or questions for me, feel free to reach out through my YouTube channel and then through LinkedIn. And you can find me on sftechtraining.com. And I'm Dave Casuto, and we'll see you at the next 5-minute tech tip.